Hello, class. Today we're going to learn a new op art, and we're going to try to advance our skills a little bit. So let me get to the correct screen for you to see exactly what we're doing. You're going to need a 8x11 white piece of plain paper like this. You're going to need a ruler and a pencil to start with. For this project, you're going to put a dot somewhere on your page, not too far off to the right or the left, but it doesn't have to be exactly center either. I'm going to put mine a little bit off center and a little bit higher, and I'm going to put a little dot right there. Okay. You can go ahead and pause the video at any time to follow along and follow the steps that I'm giving you here. So right now would be a good time to stop or pause your video so that you can put a dot somewhere on your paper. The next step here is we're going to draw 5 lines through the center of this dot. And so watch how I do it first. So I'm going to find the dot, and I'm going to draw with the ruler a line directly through that dot. That's one. And I don't want to do perfect rectangles. So I'm going to do it kind of slightly off that, about the halfway mark. So I'm going to go ahead and draw another line through here, through that dot. That's 2 lines. And I have fairly big spaces here and here, so I'm going to go ahead and run it through this dot again. So it's 2. This will be the 3rd line through. I'm going to make sure that I'm holding the ruler firm as I go through that dot. So that was 3, and I want to do 4th one. Like this. Okay, and I need to do 5, so I need 1 more. And I think I'm looking at this, and I think I want to do it here. And again, finding that dot and going all the way through it, holding the ruler tight. Okay, so now I should have about 10 sections on my paper. You should actually have 10 sections. If you do 5 lines, you'll have 10 sections. Okay, so now you're going to have to mark out in inch increments. And how you do that is you need to put one of the inch marks on that dot. So in this case, the 6 lines up nicely with this dot here. So working on this line here that I have made, I'm going to go ahead and mark the inch marks on this line with little tiny dots. I'm not going to go crazy and make them super dark because I want them to kind of go away when I'm creating my art piece. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like when I'm done. Little tiny dots for my inch marks. And I'm going to keep doing that on all the lines. So in this one, I'm lining up again. I'm lining 5 up with the dot in the middle, but I can line up any number to make it work. I just want to make sure the ruler goes all the way across my line. So I'm going to start it with the 5 on this one, and then I'm going to mark the inches for each inch that I can see on this line. And I'm going to continue doing that for every single line. Okay, now we're going to continue on. I have all my lines are marked with the inch marks now, and we're going to think back to when we did the wormies. We made the upside down U's and the regular U's on our paper, and I remember telling many of you that your U's need to be real U's. They shouldn't be flat looking. So in this one, it's going to be very important that you follow that guideline. So I'm going to start here, and you can really start anywhere, and I'm going to make an upside down U, and I want to make this line to this line. I should not make it straight across. I really need to make a nice big U like that. And it needs to be upside down. I'm going to connect those dots. And now over here, I can see when I make my U, it's going to run off the page. And here's a trick for all artists out there. When you do this, you're going to go up and you can pretend like you're still drawing it. And then when you hit the paper again, just like that, and it will look like it's went off the page. I still have another inch mark up here, and I want to make sure that I don't forget that one. So I'm going to make that one look like it's going off as well. I'm going to skip the next one and go on to the next chunk. So I'm going to skip go to the next one, and I'll continue with my upside down U's on those inch marks. Oh, I'm going off the page here. I'm going to pretend like it's coming around. Okay, and then again, I'm going to skip this one, and I'm going to go to the next one, continue with my upside down U's. Oh, this one goes off the page as well. Okay, I'm going to move this up a little bit. And then I'm skipping this one and going to the next one. Okay, and then I'm going to skip this one and go on to the next one. And I see I have an inch mark here, and this one's going to run off the page and not connect again. Okay, so after you have done all of that, you should have now 5 sections with no marks in them. So now you're going to do regular U's and the rest. So we'll go ahead and do that here. So a regular U connecting dot to dot. So I'm going to connect this dot with this dot. I'll connect this dot with this dot. This dot with this dot. And I can tell you that if I had these going a little more, I probably would have another U coming in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball that one in. I'm going to keep on going and doing my regular U's. Make sure I make them not flat U's. They need to have curve in them, connecting all my dots. And you'll come across these situations where you have a dot here, but you won't have a dot over here. That's fine. You kind of imagine it's probably off the page a little bit, and you're going to just draw that U in there as you see fit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my paper around so that I can do this easier for myself. So I can draw the U's, connecting those dots. And then again, I have one up here. If there's no other dot to connect, I'm going to pretend it's about right there. So I know I need to just pretend like it goes like that. And I might want to turn my paper again to make those U's easier to do. And I'm not making the U's flat. They are very curvy. And they're connecting to the dots on the other side. And I have one more section to do on this side over here. Deep U's. And I'm going off the page again. Okay. So at this point, it should look like this. Okay. Each table can have a colored pencil box that looks like this. Inside, you'll see the colors are divided by color, and there's one colored pencil sharpener in each box. Please do not use my colored pencils in the electrical pencil sharpener. It will ruin the electrical pencil sharpener. So you need to make sure that you are using the hand sharpener to sharpen these colored pencils. So I'm going to choose a color that I would like to use. I'm going to start with orange, and I'm going to start right here. And the first thing I'm going to do, and this is the part that's really tricky for 6th graders, is you're going to have to learn to use colored pencils in the way that artists do. They control the color by how hard they press. So the very first thing you're going to do on this first little section is you are going to try to color it in as light as you can. Try to color it in as light as you can. Okay. Then I'm going to skip and go to the next one. And I'm going to try to color that one in as light as I can. It takes a very light hand. And all I'm doing right now is going as light as I can. I'm not going to try to go back and make it